What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. We have Kyle Busch's 2025 Cheddars Chevrolet in the studio for RCR. Is this considered his primary paint scheme? I'm not entirely sure. He runs so many different paint schemes throughout the year, but nonetheless, it's in the studio. Let's check it out. And here we go, folks. Diecast off the rotating base, and Kyle Busch's primary, or is it his primary diecast? I don't know, but regardless, the Cheddars Chevrolet in hand. Official name is just Cheddars. He actually has a couple of different variants of the Cheddars car. I think he has a patriotic one, and then late in 2025, I believe he debuted a blue version of it. Not the patriotic one, but where the car has black, it's actually blue. I'm not really sure, so I believe that's 3 different variations of this paint scheme, but nonetheless, a kind of a, what is it, 5 to 6 year partnership with Richard Childress Racing. They were sponsoring Tyler Reddick right at the end of the Gen 6 era, so they've been around for about half a decade. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and open it up, and I'll be right back. Diecast in hand, and let's start with today's diecast review. So one of the first things I noticed with the Cheddars car is actually the background detail. Really cool stuff. You have like the little wallpaper design. I guess it's like the little croissant thing. Anyways, it's in the background of the car with a little bit of a soft gradient to it. So if you think the paint scheme is just, very simplistic, it's actually not. There's a lot more to it. So you go over here to the hood of the diecast here. You have Cheddars scratch kitchen with the little logo there. Got Busch with the Chevrolet badge there. You can see a little bit of that background effect right there on the roof of the car. I don't see any on the hood of the diecast. Go to the front of the car. You have that brown kind of an orangish color wrapped around the front valence with the number 8. Richard Childress Racing on the right side and Sunoco on both sides. I believe this is the final year of this style of Camaro, so kind of curious what they'll do for 2026. At the time of this video, I have no idea. So if you're from the future, hello, and I'm kind of curious what they possibly will do with the Chevrolet Cup entry. Go to the left side of the diecast once again. You have the number 8 right there, Cup Series. Goodyear. Got Cynics, which they had a diecast made with Austin Dillon in 2024. The Cynics Tools car. Got the Kyle Busch signature. I like seeing the signatures back on the Cup cars. Kind of nostalgic to me. I mean, they're hard to read, but, there was a time and place where almost all the cars had a signature above the door. Got United Rentals there. Cheddars with a little ribbon that goes across the side. I like the sponsor placement. You take up the side panel, and then it has a little bit of a gradient to go with it. So there's actually a little bit of some work done into this paint scheme. You have a really good look right here with a little gradient in the background, so that's kind of cool. You have the the non-existing American ethanol ring. Got your B post decal here, which has the Chevrolet badge, Lucas Oil, Sherwin-Williams, PTC. Not sure what that one is, and I can't read the bottom one. Let's go to the back panel of the diecast here. You have, again, the background effect to it. Really cool stuff. Got Cheddars Scratch Kitchen, and I have no idea what this one says here. Let's see. It says, I break for croissants. That's funny. I like when sponsors do that with the, their paint schemes. They'll do little creative, little quirky things. I think that is pretty cool there. So you have the Chevrolet badge there with the ZL1. You got Okuma on the left side. You got the number 8 on the right side. And you go over here to the right side of the diecast here. Notice a little shark fin right there. Cool to see both shark fins on the Cup cars for 2025. I'm glad they updated that. As they for, 2022 to 2024, they only have the one shark fin. And they actually ran it in 2024, but they didn't update the tooling till about, I'd say about 25% into the 2025 diecast season when they actually started releasing them. Get right side of the diecast here. Very, very sharp looking paint scheme, man. I like the wheel paint, your standard metallic gray. Go to the top of the diecast, you have the number 8 once again, which still is one of the more interesting number fonts in NASCAR. My favorite one always was the Ganassi 42 car. That was literally my favorite NASCAR font ever. So that's kind of interesting there. Top of the diecast, Cheddars.com with the Busch logo right there on the back window, and then you have Cheddars Scratch Kitchen right there on the decollete. And notice how you have a kind of a grayish to black transition there. You have the light orangish brown to black transition. Really cool how they did the gradients. I really like that. So will the other 2 Cheddars cars actually get made for 2025? I'm not sure. if I remember correctly, the patriotic one got made in 2023, the Cheddars version, which was Kyle Busch's first year with Childress. I can't remember if it got made in 2024. I haven't seen anything for 2025. Again, they have the blue variant that at the time of this video. I think there's pre-orders actually open for that diecast. Will it get made? Who knows? But at least that car is offered. I'm going to show a couple other diecasts here in the studio. I don't have any other Kyle Busch ones near me. Again, for as many paint schemes he runs each year, you think they would have more. I'm kidding. I actually have one Kyle Busch diecast. It's a little bit of a different one. This is the 2025 Atlanta Raced Win diecast. Crazy to think Kyle Busch has only won what? I think he's only won 2 truck races in 2025 at the time of this video. So it's just what a different era we're living in the NASCAR realm, because I mean it felt like 7 years ago or something, 8 years ago, Kyle Busch won 2 races every weekend. That's what it felt like. It was either 2 Xfinity or Xfinity trucks or Xfinity Cup. He always won something. So that is a cool diecast to pick up there, that truck raced win. How about this one right here? Noah Gragson Rush Truck Center's Ford Mustang. That's another cool diecast there. One of 2 Noah Gragson diecasts released in 2025 at the time of this video. I think there's 2 more coming down the pipeline, potentially some more as well. So if you're a Noah Gragson fan, good time to collect. But which is interesting about that one, not to get off topic, is that I think Noah Gregson's getting at least 4 diecasts made in 2025. I haven't seen any Zane Smith or Todd Gilliland diecast survive pre-order through, what is this, being filmed right at the end of October. Now, I do think we're going to get a couple of them down the road, but thanks to the new MOQ, which by the way is working, I'm seeing significantly less cancellation. So a massive W Lionel in that one. Here's another awesome diecast here. Darlington Throwback, Austin Cindric and the Freightliner Ford Mustang, which, it's a Dale Sr. throwback on a Penske Mustang. I think that's really freaking cool. One of the rare times Penske actually changed the number 2 font, which they've been running that font, oh my goodness, for like pretty much forever at this point. And why not? Let's show a couple other more diecasts here. 2 more Wood Brothers cars. So there's a lot of really good diecasts out right now. They've recently released some as well. Kyle Larson's Darlington Throwback. They have, I think, one of Christopher Bell's 2025 wins. I think actually the Atlanta win, believe it or not. I think that one's out, so you can get the truck win, and then of course you can get the Christopher Bell one. So there's a lot of good stuff out right now in the diecast universe. And didn't Austin Hill get an Atlanta race to win? Hold on, let me check. Let's see, is this 2025? Yeah, this is. So I want to say all 3 of the Atlanta diecasts are actually available right now from the 2025, right at the end of winter, start of spring weekend. I want to say all 3 of those diecasts are available. So I just like to show all the different cars kind of, moseying around in the diecast universe. Thank you all for watching the video. My honest review on this car. Really cool stuff. It would be cool to have each of his Cheddars cars each year and kind of compare them side by side and see all the differences. But man, I really like the way this one looks. It just the way the wheels work. That you have like the metallic gray paint, then you have the gray to black gradient. Really sharp stuff. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Diecastbuffet signing off.